Everyone is talking about the newest cameras right now. The Pocket 4 is here. The Pocket 4P has introduced a second telephoto camera. Insta360 has entered the market with the Luna Ultra. Every week there's another launch, another leak, or another camera claiming to be the next big thing. But while everyone has been chasing the latest releases, something interesting has happened to a camera that's almost 3 years old. The DJI Pocket 3 has quietly become cheaper. In many countries, it's regularly discounted, and if you don't mind buying used, prices have dropped even further. So, instead of asking whether the Pocket 4 is better than the Pocket 3, which it obviously is, I think the more interesting question is this: is 2026 actually the best time to buy a Pocket 3? And after spending months using both generations, I honestly think the answer depends less on the cameras themselves and more on how you actually shoot. Whenever a new product comes out, it's easy to forget just how good the previous generation was. We all focus on what's new. Better dynamic range, more storage, faster slow motion, better tracking, but then you go back and actually use the older camera, and suddenly you remember why it became so popular in the first place. The Pocket 3 wasn't just another upgrade when it launched. It completely changed what people expected from a pocket-sized camera. DJI finally gave it a large 1-inch sensor, a proper rotating OLED touchscreen, much better autofocus, and a 3-axis mechanical gimbal that still produces some of the smoothest handheld footage you can get from a device this small. Even today, those fundamentals haven't changed. The biggest reason I still recommend the Pocket 3 is surprisingly simple. The image quality hasn't suddenly become bad just because newer cameras exist. It still uses a 1-inch sensor, which remains one of the biggest advantages over smartphones and most action cameras. While the Pocket 4 and the main camera on the Pocket 4P use a newer generation 1-inch sensor with improvements in dynamic range and processing, the Pocket 3 is still capable of producing beautiful footage with natural depth, clean low-light performance, and excellent colors. For someone watching your videos on YouTube, Instagram, or TikTok, it's honestly becoming harder and harder to tell which Pocket camera was used unless you're deliberately looking for the differences. Then there's stabilization. This is one area where the Pocket series still stands apart. Unlike electronic stabilization, which crops into the image and tries to smooth things digitally, the Pocket 3 uses a true 3-axis mechanical gimbal. That means walking shots, pans, reveals, and tracking movements still look incredibly natural. Even in 2026, there are very few cameras that can give you this level of stabilization in something that literally fits in your pocket. That's why so many travel creators, vloggers, and even professional filmmakers still carry one as a secondary camera. Another thing people often overlook is the creator ecosystem. The Pocket 3 hasn't been left behind. It still works with DJI's wireless microphone ecosystem, including the newer DJI mic transmitters, allowing you to connect directly without carrying an external receiver. That alone removes one of the biggest headaches for solo creators. You pull the camera out of your pocket, turn on the microphone, and you're ready to record. Add in USB-C connectivity, 10-bit recording, D-Log-M, HLG, vertical shooting, live stream support, and excellent autofocus, and you realize this is still a very modern camera even by today's standards. So if the Pocket 3 is still this good, why would anyone buy the Pocket 4 or the Pocket 4P? That's really the question you should be asking. The Pocket 4 absolutely brings meaningful improvements. You get a newer imaging pipeline, more dynamic range, internal storage, longer battery life, Active Track 7.0, faster charging, and 4K at up to 240 frames per second. These aren't gimmicks, they're genuine upgrades. But here's the important part. Most of them improve an already excellent experience rather than completely changing it. If you're upgrading from a Pocket 3, you'll appreciate them. If you're buying your first Pocket camera, you'll probably love them. But none of those features suddenly make the Pocket 3 incapable of producing fantastic videos. The Pocket 4P is a slightly different story because it introduces something genuinely new, the 3x telephoto camera. And in my opinion, this is the feature that should decide whether you buy the 4P or save your money. If you're someone who loves shooting portraits, product videos, food, wildlife, architecture, or anything where you want that compressed background and tighter framing, the telephoto lens is fantastic. It gives you creative possibilities that simply don't exist on the Pocket 3. But here's the question you need to ask yourself honestly. How often are you actually going to use it? I've spoken to quite a few creators over the past few months, and something interesting keeps coming up. Most of them spend the majority of their time using the main wide camera. The telephoto lens is amazing when the situation calls for it, but it isn't the camera they're using for every shot. If you're one of those people, paying a significant premium for a feature you only use occasionally may not be the smartest financial decision. On the other hand, if you already know that tighter framing is a big part of your style, then the Pocket 4P becomes much easier to justify. Then we have the Luna Ultra. It's probably the most exciting newcomer because it proves DJI is no longer alone in this category. Competition is always good, and the Luna Ultra brings some genuinely interesting ideas with its detachable design and dual camera system. But it's also considerably more expensive in many regions, and as a first-generation product, it's still finding its place. That's not a criticism. Every first-generation product goes through that process. But if someone asked me today which camera I'd trust for everyday travel, client work, or simply capturing important memories, I'd still lean towards the Pocket 3 or the newer Pocket 4 series, simply because they've proven themselves over time. Now let's talk about price, because I think this is where the Pocket 3 becomes incredibly interesting. When it first launched, the decision was straightforward because there wasn't really anything else like it. Today, the market looks completely different. New Pocket 4 models have arrived, retailers are discounting the Pocket 3 more frequently, and the used market has grown significantly. That means you can often find a Pocket 3 for hundreds less than a new Pocket 4, depending on where you live. In some regions, the difference is small, while in others it's substantial. That's why I don't think there's one universal answer anymore. If the Pocket 3 is only slightly cheaper than the Pocket 4 where you live, I'd probably recommend spending the extra money on the newer camera. But if you find a genuine sale or a well-looked-after used unit at a significant discount, the Pocket 3 suddenly becomes one of the best values in compact video cameras. If you are buying used though, don't just look at the price. Check that the gimbal initializes smoothly, without shaking or making unusual noises. Make sure autofocus locks properly, the rotating screen responds correctly, the touchscreen works across the whole display, the USB-C port isn't loose, and the camera activates normally in the DJI app. Ask whether it comes with the protective cover, because that gimbal is still the most delicate part of the entire camera. Spending a few extra minutes checking these things can save you a lot of frustration later. I also think there's something else worth mentioning. Technology has reached a point where improvements are becoming smaller. A few years ago, upgrading your camera often meant a dramatic leap in quality. Today, many upgrades are refinements. Better dynamic range, faster charging, more storage, slightly better tracking. They're all welcome improvements, but they don't necessarily transform the final video your audience watches. Storytelling, lighting, composition, and audio still matter far more than whether your camera shoots 4K 120 or 4K 240. That's why I believe the Pocket 3 has aged so well. DJI didn't just build a camera with impressive specifications. They built a camera with a solid foundation. A large sensor, reliable autofocus, mechanical stabilization, great audio options, and a form factor that encourages you to actually carry it. Those strengths are just as valuable today as they were when the camera launched. So, is 2026 the best time to buy the DJI Pocket 3? I genuinely think it might be. Not because it's suddenly a better camera than the Pocket 4 or the Pocket 4P. It isn't. Those cameras are objectively more capable. But because the market has changed. Prices have dropped, the used market is healthy, and you can now get a camera that still feels remarkably modern for significantly less money. That's what creates value. If you want the absolute latest technology, buy the Pocket 4. If you know you'll genuinely benefit from that incredible 3x telephoto lens, buy the Pocket 4P. But if your goal is simply to capture beautiful travel videos, family memories, YouTube content, or everyday moments without spending more than you need to, I honestly think the Pocket 3 remains one of the smartest camera purchases you can make in 2026. So now I want to hear from you. If you were buying your first Pocket camera today, which one would you choose? Would you save some money and pick up the Pocket 3, or would you stretch your budget for the Pocket 4 or Pocket 4P? Let me know down in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.